Well, hello friends, welcome to Easyequities. My name is William. Another car moment. I've been having a lot of car moments, especially when I had a child, because hey, it's noise in the house, eh? It's noise in the house. The noise level is just way too high. And so I figured, whenever I have time, I need to be able to make videos and be able to talk to you guys. I hope you appreciate the work. I hope you appreciate, the videos that I'm putting in. I've had an epiphany. I'm at the mall just before I leave. I had an epiphany, and I thought I should say something about it. I was talking to a guy right now about buying a house, right? So the guy lives with me at my, at the Bronx, at the apartments. And so he was talking about, hey, I want to buy a house. Hey, things are tough, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to rent anymore. Renting is wasting. You know what? Let me start here. Firstly, is it a proper time to buy a house? Right. Let me start there, and I'm gonna also just touch on renting. Is it a proper time to buy a house? Guys, currently it's a seller's market. So what that means is that the market is currently for sellers. So that means that houses are more expensive, right? Houses are more expensive. My wife and I, January, we wanted to buy a house, and we were just looking around. And as we were looking around, we found that there's 100 meter yard. Is it 100 meter squared yard or something? It was worth 900,000 rand. And my wife and I, we looked at the yard. Like, okay, maybe we're not good with calculations. So we went to the house just to drive by and see. Walked in, looked at the house, looked at the yard. The house is small, the yard is small, and we're like, hell to the no. And because I like researching, I like talking to people, I went to friends of ours, and we sat down, and as my wife was busy with the child in another room, I told them, hey, we're thinking about buying a house. What do you think? And they said, hey man, buying a house now is risky unless you can really afford. So they said that they bought a house last year, year before last, and a couple of months later, before even they tapped into another year, they were already, because of repo rate, they were already paying more money. The house got more expensive. If I told you how much they were paying, or they are paying. And now I'm listening, fast forward, I'm listening to a particular radio station, I can't name it. So a lady calls through while they are talking about buying houses, and he says that, hey man, I bought a house and I was paying 8, and now I'm paying 14. That's how bad repo rate is currently. So repo rate is quite high, né? And so if you were to buy a house today, because it's a seller's market, and putting aside repo rates, because of how the economy is, property value has gone up and so forth. If you were to buy a house today, you would buy maybe a million rand. You'd buy maybe 120 meter squared, if I'm not mistaken. If that's the language, if that's not the language, you'll correct me. If you were to buy a house with 2 million, maybe it'll be 2 to 3 100 meter squared. So guys, what I'm basically saying is that it's quite expensive. Small yards, quite expensive. So you would rather wait for a buyer's market. So now that might take, because of how the economy is going right now, that might take to maybe 6 months to a year. So next year we are voting. Maybe next year when we are voting, things will be a bit better, so you can buy then. But currently, I wouldn't advise anyone to buy a house. So, secondly, there's nothing wrong with renting. Who said there's something wrong with renting? There's nothing wrong with it. People say that, no, you give another person money. Of course, it's their property. It's their house and they're giving it to you. And some of them, let me put it like this. Some of them are owning this 100 meter squared property, right? And they are paying about $8,000 a month, right? And now because of the location where the house is, they can't rent out the house 9,000. They only can rent out the house 6,000. So are you getting my drift now? So now renting the house 6,000, 7,000, and they're paying a bond of about 8,000. So they take the money that you are paying and they throw it into the bond. They still have 1,000 more to pay. So who's losing here? Right? So if you look at it like that, renting is not evil. It's not taking away your money. People, we strategize when we're renting. A friend of mine once said that, you can buy a house today and rent it out, or you can apply for a bond of about 2 million if you can afford, if you can afford, and buy two or maybe 3 apartments. Buy 3 apartments or maybe 2 apartments, then rent them out. Then after that you make money. Then after that you take the money that you are getting from a rental. Then you pay your bond, and maybe you would have a bit of money, maybe not. But at the end of the day, when you complete the bond, you are a step into becoming financially free. So renting is not all bad. It's all bad for people that are renting out. Because when repo rate hits, it hits them unless they're owning the property. If they're owning the property, then it's better. But if they're not owning the property, then when repo rate goes up, it hits them, and they feel it. That's why they end up selling the property, because it's bad. So renting is not bad. Renting gives you an opportunity to be able to plan, and to be honest, before I got married, I never wanted to buy a property. The only thing that I wanted to buy was a car. I wanted to buy a car and rent for the rest of my life. And I know it sounds like, no, but you'd be wasting money, and all that, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, if you can afford and you want a life that is comfortable, because sometimes it's comfortable, renting is comfortable, it comes with its own security, especially when you're renting from companies like Cosmopolitan or other companies that have an estate. We're talking about proper estate, proper security, proper cleaning, proper pool, proper park, and all that. Hey baba, I would rent, ne? But if I want to buy, I can buy. But I want to help you to do away with the notion that renting is bad. Renting is not bad. If you have a if you can afford to buy. If you can afford to buy but you choose to rent, then do that. If you want to rent and you can't afford to buy, then don't buy. Just rent. And you'd be, build your career, build your life, get married, do whatever you want, and build your investments, build in every way that you can think of. And in that way, you'd be able to reach your goals. If you want to buy, that'll be your goal. So that means in the next 5 years, I want to be able to buy a property, So guys, currently, if you're looking to buy, don't buy unless you can afford a bond of about 3 million, 4 million. You can afford it, then I welcome you. Go and buy, ne? And buy a good big house. And after buying a good big house, when things get bad, sell that house and buy a smaller house, But if you can't afford, don't buy. Even if you can afford, maybe you can afford a bond of about 1.2 million. don't buy. It's too little for now. But wait for maybe next year, wait for maybe the end of this year, wait. And when your time comes, then look, ne? Knowing that you can afford 1.2 million rand house, go to the bank and tell them that you're ready to buy a house. Then, when the funds are made available, buy that house. So that's my 2 cents today. Don't be afraid to rent. Renting is not all evil. Renting helps you to plan. If you want to rent for the rest of your life, do it. If you don't want to rent for the rest of your life, then don't do it. Save money to buy. Remember that buying comes with a lot. It comes with paying lawyers. It comes with, it comes with a lot, right? So dealing with agents and so forth and so forth, it comes with a lot. So you need to be able to afford in order for you to buy, right? So guys, that's me. That's my 2 cents. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Easter. Enjoy driving around. Enjoy investing. Enjoy trading, because I tell you, this weekend is gonna be lit. People are going to be busy. Some markets will be closed, I think, because Friday is holiday, right? Friday is holiday, Monday is holiday. So markets will be closed for a good Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days. That's a long time. So prepare, research, and get ready to work. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.